Today, we're going on a bit of a journey to a really unique city in South India. It's a place that belongs to no one in particular, but to all of humanity. We're going to explore how this amazing experimental town is using a 3,000-year-old culture as a bridge to a truly universal future. And it all comes together in a very special Golden Jubilee celebration.
Wow, just look at that. This incredible structure is the Matrimondir, and it's really the soul of Auroville. The vision behind this place is massive. The whole idea is to create a universal town where people from every country can live together in peace and harmony. It's this global dream of human unity taking root right there in the local Tamil soil.
So let's get into what Auroville is all about. It was founded on the ideals of Mira Alfassa, who everyone knows as the Mother. She imagined it as a living experiment, a place where we could all try to achieve human unity and live beyond all those things that divide us like creeds and politics.
And you know, at the very heart of this whole experiment are its cultural and educational institutions. You can think of them as the engines of the community. They're the ones constantly working to turn this grand vision into a real, lived experience through research, learning, and of course, celebration.
And speaking of those engines, there's one in particular that really brings this vision to life. We're going to zoom in on it today because it's celebrating a huge milestone, 50 years of dedicated service to culture, education, and the community.
This is the Ilaignarkal Kalvi Mayam. For half a century, this Center for Youth Education has been an absolute cornerstone for Auroville. It's been fostering this beautiful, deep connection between the local Tamil heritage and the global community that calls Auroville home. And for its Golden Jubilee, its Big 50, it hosted something truly special.
So what did they do? Well, they teamed up with the Puducherry Museum and organized this grand art and literature festival. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect. It was all to celebrate the Tamil New Year, a perfect moment to reflect on the region's cultural bedrock.
The theme they chose was just brilliant. Tamil literature, yesterday, today, tomorrow. You see, it immediately frames the whole event as a dynamic journey through time, connecting the wisdom of the past with the promise of what's to come.
Now, the real centerpiece of this whole festival was an absolutely extraordinary literary exhibition. And listen, we're not just talking about a few old books in a glass case. No. This was a curated journey through 3,000 years of literary history.
So that raises a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? I mean, how on earth do you take a tradition that's 3 millennia old and make it feel immediate, accessible, and actually relevant to a multicultural audience from all over the world?
Well, you start right at the very beginning. The exhibition actually featured these incredibly rare ancient palm leaf manuscripts. It allowed visitors to see firsthand how this knowledge was first recorded and preserved. It just creates this tangible connection, bridging thousands of years in a single look. From there, the exhibition just unfolded beautifully. It walked you through the evolution of Tamil thought chronologically. You start in the Sangam age, this foundational time of classical poetry, then move through the era of grand epics like the Silapathikaram, into the Bhakti period with its powerful devotional works, and all the way up to the revolutionary poets of the modern era. The sheer scope was incredible. You could see everything from the foundational Sangam works to modern masters like Mahakavi Bharatiyar and even the writings of Sri Aurobindo himself. But here's the really crucial part, the game changer. Right alongside the Tamil originals were English translations. And that one simple, deliberate choice, it transformed the exhibition from a regional display into a global conversation, making all this rich heritage accessible to everyone.
But you know, this festival was about so much more than just literature. On April 14th, the Tamil New Year, the entire community came together for a vibrant, living celebration of culture.
The day was just a feast for the senses. It all kicked off with a traditional musical welcome. Then, local youth put on a display of ancient martial arts like Silambam and Kalari. It was a brilliant illustration of tradition being passed down to the next generation. The whole celebration was just filled with dance, music, and the powerful act of sharing food, which turns heritage into a living communal experience.
And this is what it's all about, isn't it? On one side, you have the powerful, ancient traditions of the land, performed with so much pride. And on the other, you have the global community of Auroville, watching with fascination and respect. This right here is that bridge between the local and the universal, happening in real time.
Of course, something this special doesn't just happen on its own. The entire festival was steered by Kavignar era. Meenakshi, a celebrated poet and the director of the Ilaignarkal Kalvi Mayam. Her deep commitment to both Tamil culture and the universal ideals of Auroville is really what brought this beautiful event to life.
And this brings us to something really profound. There's an ancient Tamil proverb, Yadam or Yavram Killer, which means, to us, all towns are one, all men are kin. Just think about that. This single line, written thousands of years ago, perfectly captures the spirit of both the festival and the entire Auroville experiment. It's an ancient, local idea finding its most modern, universal expression.
And that leaves us with a final thought to ponder. You see, the festival at Auroville wasn't just about preserving the past. It was about activating it. It shows us that heritage isn't a relic to be placed in a museum, but a living force that can connect people across all divides. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can the deepest roots of our own heritage help us build a more universal future?